In this compilation, I will show you 10 of your favorite tips and tricks for Microsoft Word. How to rotate your text in Microsoft Word. First, head to Insert tab. We need to insert a proper text box. Here it is. We can insert for the standard text or for vertical text. Let's go with the standard and now click and drag to draw your text box. Now you can paste or type the text inside this box. Alright, my text is rather short, so I will scale it down. Take a look, we can always modify the size of it. I will apply some formatting on it, so I'm going to go back to home for a moment. I'll make it larger, bold, and align to the center of this text box. Alright, we can move the text box around freely. And as you can see here, we got also option for rotation, so we can rotate this all the way around 360. If you hold shift, it will be snapping 15 degrees around. And that's how you can make your text rotated. Of course, you can put pretty long text here, and you can also add additional text boxes with a different rotation. We can also get rid of the border around this text box, so click on the text box, head to Shape, Format, and select No Outline. Again, here, No Outline. Let me show you how we can remove unwanted pages from our Microsoft Word documents. So here I am in my document. Let's take a quick look. I got text on page number 1, and then page number 2 is blank for some reason. Then I got text again, half of the page. Then there's a lot of text on page number 4, page number 5, 6, and then there's a little bit on page number 7. So by default, new pages are added when the text cannot fit on one page and need to flow to next one. Then automatically new page is added. But we got this totally blank page here in the middle. We got also only half text on this page. So how can we push down the text and add pages? Or to reverse that, how can we delete this free space and remove those pages? So there are two main ways. One way of adding a page is to kind of force the text down by adding blank lines with enter, with return. But that's not the recommended method. Actually, there's a special tool. If you go to Insert, you can see you can insert a page break. That's the tool for breaking a page and adding a new page forcefully. If I click this, everything after this page break is moved to the new page, and now I got one extra page in this document. But I'm supposed to show you how we can get rid of that. Yes, so to do that, go back to home and we need to turn on this little toggle here, Show Hide. If you click it, now we can see the page break is here. By default it's hidden. If you turn it on here, now I can see the page break, so I can remove it. Like I will remove any other text, just backspace, and the page is gone. Alright, so now let's search for those page breaks. Take a look, here's the page break. And we resolve the problem. We delete this unnecessary page that was completely blank. Alright, so we can now see those page breaks and we can remove them. This one can stay. I want this one. How about the next one? Take a look. We got a mess here. Instead of page breaks, someone used enter, enter, enter multiple times. So we can clean that up and then put a proper page break here. That's better. Alright, so that's how you can add new pages and you can remove pages from your document. Also, if you got so many pages, you can go to View and you can turn on this navigation panel on the left, so you can see all of your pages preview like that, like almost like in PDF document. This can be helpful as well. So remember, just turn on this visibility, Show Hide, so you can see enters and you can see space bars and of course page breaks. Let me show you how we can create fillable forms in Microsoft Word. So here I am in my document. A form is just a regular document where you type in your questions and let the space for answers. So this one is a sample document. I didn't do any changes to it yet. As you can see, I keep my questions and answer space in the table. I like to do it this way. Alright, so I got 5 questions and I want users to type answers here on the right. I could send this document out, but I don't have any designated space that we can click and select the answers, and also my users can modify questions as well. So how can we make it even better? How can we make fillable spots here on the right, and how can we protect the text on the left? To do that, we will need additional ribbon for developer. By default it's hidden, so I will need to head to properties of my Word, then search for ribbon and toolbar section in your properties, and on the right side you can see which ribbons are on. And as you can see, one is missing. That's the developer one. I will turn it on and click save. So from now on we got the extra developer section here at the top, and in this section we'll be able to create kind of boxes for the form. So let's say I click here in the answer section and I want to add a text box for my users to type something in. So I click here, text form field, and here it is. You may recognize this gray color. That's the default text. For the next question, I want the user to rate my content or experience from 1 to 5. So what we can do is a drop down menu, and then we can give options for this menu. Alright, and now our user will be able to select here from 1 to 5. The next one is rather similar. We got a profession to choose from. Let's do it a bit differently. Let's do it with a checkbox, so you can select more than one answer. Alright, so in this case we got those gray checkboxes, and you can kind of check them all if you need. Then again we got describe, so I add a text box, and the final one is for the text box. Those gray text boxes are kind of looking empty, so we can actually click on options for them as well and put some default text in. So this way we can have a text in, so it will be easier to spot for our users that they should type the answer here. Alright, almost done. Now we just need to protect our form, protect our questions on the left so nobody can change them. So let's click protect form at the top. Alright, so now we are allowing editing only of those gray out parts that we prepare for fill the form. Alright, let's back to home. Let's try to type something here in the question side. Doesn't work. I'm tapping on my keyboard, nothing's happening. Perfect. Now let's try to type something here in the answer side. Yes, it's working. How about this one? We can choose from 1 to 5. Perfect. Can I use my checkboxes? Yes, I can. And here we can type the text again, we can type the text again. So that's a nice form made in Microsoft Word without any coding or programming. Simply need to activate Developer tab, and then you can insert different fields to your form. Don't forget to protect your form as well, so nobody can change any text except these gray areas that you prepare for your users. Let me show you 2 methods of adding checkboxes to your Microsoft Word document. Method number 1 will require a developer ribbon at the top, so if you never used that before, you will need to head to settings, properties for your Microsoft Word, and then in the ribbon and toolbar section you will need to turn it on simply by clicking this checkbox next to developer and then save. From here we can add checkbox. This is designed for forms, fillable forms, but you can use it in any document. We can get rid of the shading if you don't like that, and then go to home and you got your checkboxes. You can double tap that and you can change to not checked to checked. Okay, and that's the interactive checkbox that is inside the developer ribbon. Alright, let me show you method number 2. In this case, we simply create a bullet list first. So I create a regular bullet list, but then I try here, define new bullet. So I click bullet, and now we can select any symbol we see here as our bullet point. So I will head straight to Wingdings 2. Alright, and in this set I remember they got a proper bullet. I got X, I got checkbox, X in the square, checkbox in the square. Let's stick with that. Okay, here it is. It's actually a regular bullet list, but this time they use the checkbox instead of a regular circle. Alright, so here are your two methods. You can modify the symbol for the bullet list, or you can head all the way to developer persona and add a proper checkbox from here. There's actually another method, a bit of cheating, so let me show you that as well. So if you simply search in Google for checkbox or checkmark symbol, they will show you some symbols that you can literally copy and paste, like you copy any other letter. I can copy this and I can paste it in my document, whatever I like. How can we create letters for tracing in Microsoft Word? The secret is to simply get a right font. So we can head to dafont.com and download this special tracing font. Straight from here, I will drop the link in the description. So let's just do that. I hit download button, and then I will install this font on my system. On Mac, it's pretty straightforward process. Just open the font and then click install here. With the new font installed on our system, now I'm going to type what I want to use for this trace. Select my text and search for this new font. Here it is, KJ primary dots with the lines. I select that, I increase the size of the font as well. And here it is. That's how easily you can set up a tracing exercise using just Microsoft Word and the right font. In this case, a free font that is available to download from dafont.com. The link is in the description. Let me show you how easy it is to make a flowchart in Microsoft Word. So here I am in the blank document. Let's head to Insert tab. And here we need to open Shapes. As you can see, there's the whole category of shapes for flowcharts over here. Now we simply need to select the shape we need. So let's start with the connector. And then you draw it like any regular shape. You can hold Shift if you want 1-to-1 proportion. So I make this oval here. I can modify the color. I can decide that I want outline or no. And if I double tap, I can type inside. We can modify the size, the color of the font as well. Okay, let's draw another shape. So again, insert shapes, head to the flowchart section. Now I'm going to do some kind of process shapes. So that's a regular rectangle. And again, double tap to type. Another common shape in flowchart diagram is a decision shape. So we can add this diamond-like shape for branching diagrams. In this shape, we ask some kind of question that can be answered yes or no. And now I'm going to put another process, so I don't need to draw it again. I can copy the one I already got here, Command C, Command V to copy and paste. And then we will end up our diagram with the same shape that we start with. We just need to change start to end. Alright, now the important part, we need to connect everything together with connectors. So again, insert shapes, and you should be able to see connectors in here in the line section. I will need the one with the arrow only on one side. And now we can draw it here. We can also modify the appearance of this by playing with the shape format at the top. I'll make it black, I'll make it a bit thicker. You can of course duplicate existing connectors and then modify them. You see those green points, you can pull them to modify those connectors. They will be snapping into existing shapes, so that will make your process a bit easier. And this way, very quickly, without any third-party programs or apps, we create a flowchart directly in Microsoft Word. That's how easy it is. Simply insert correct shapes, double tap to put text into them, and then use some connectors as the finishing touch. How can we add a footnote in Microsoft Word document? Simply head to the bottom of your page and double tap close to the bottom edge. You will enter the footer of this page, and now you can type whatever you need here. You will also notice that header and footer tab is now active at the very top. So you got access to different dedicated tools. We can jump between header and footer with just one single click. We can make a different header and footer on the first page. We can change it between odd and even pages. We can adjust the size of it, so we can make this higher over there or lower simply by changing this value here for the footer. Alright, we can insert date and time. We can add page number in this area as well. So that's how you can make a footnote in Microsoft Word. I hope this short tutorial was helpful. Keep in mind, to go out from your footer, simply click this close header and footer button at the top, or double tap on your document, and you're back here. Let me show you where you can find Read Out Loud feature in Microsoft Word. Simply head to the Review tab at the top of your document. After you switch to the Review tab, you will see multiple new options. The one we need today is on the left here, Read Out Loud. As you can see, it will start reading from the point that you select with your cursor. So if I place my cursor at the beginning, alright, so that's how you can use Read Out Loud feature that is built into Microsoft Word. How can you add a signature to your document in Microsoft Word? The easiest way is to simply sign a piece of paper and snap a picture of it with your mobile device. This way, you will end up with a very natural, realistic signature. You don't need to be too serious about a kind of cropping and light, because we can fix that here in Microsoft Word. So sign a piece of paper and snap a picture of it, then drag and drop this image into your document. As you can see, my image is too big, so I'm going to scale it down by pulling this corner in. The rotation is wrong as well, so I'm going to use the rotate, holding shift so I can move it like that. And now I will also move to picture format for more options. First thing I want to change is how the text will warp around this image. So I want this image to be in front of the text. This gives me the freedom of moving this around without destroying the text layout. That's important. Now I want to crop it, so I'm using the crop tool. Because I got this extra free areas here, left, up, bottom, and right. Alright, that's better, but we still got this rather dark picture with visible dark paper here. So what can we do with that? First, let's head to corrections and boost the contrast up a little bit using the first row here. So we got a brightness plus 40%. Alright, now I'm going to use the remove background feature, the very first icon on the left. Keep in mind, we are in picture format now. Now our task is to use this very first tool with the plus to mark the areas to keep. Because he just marked only the letter H for me, so I need to kind of click on each letter I want to keep. Sometimes when you got a nice contrast, he may detect that in the first try, but in our case we use a very challenging picture with the low light. Something that you may be forced to do when you are on the go. So I want to show you the whole process. Alright, now I simply click Keep Changes. And here it is. We end up with just the signature without the dark backdrop, and now we can freely move it around the document. So if you use this simple trick, you can put a signature that you write down on the piece of paper into your Microsoft Word document in just a few minutes. Let me show you how easy it is to create a bullet point list in Microsoft Word. First approach is to type your text first, like that. Then you can select your text and select a list from the top here. We can have a number list with the numbers in front in different styles, or with letters like A, B, C, or even with the Roman numbers. You can also simply add bullet points. There are several symbols to choose from, but we can also define a new bullet point ourselves if you want a different symbol to be in front. I will go with the default one, just little circle like that. And here it is. Very quickly, we turn this text into a bullet point list. What if you need a second level? Simply place your cursor in front and press Tab on your keyboard. And this way you can push some of this to be a second level bullet point list like that. We can also move it back with the backspace. We can make it even third level, so that's all up to you. Of course, if you want to add a new entry, simply place yourself at the end of the line, click Enter, and you can type a new entry in that level. If you want to get rid of the bullet point list, select your text and click the bullet point again here at the top, and we are back. I hope this short tutorial was helpful. See you in the next one.